tomorrow, but
The
I will
TV.
resume on Monday. I will resume on Monday. So, guys, please, please, please be safe. Pray for me as I pray for you. Pray for yourself. You know, if you need to reach me, you can always call me.
Hey y'all, so I was just watching Wanston. Is everybody coming on up in here yet? Shout out to Uncle Fred. Hold on, hold on, hold
I knew there was a reason he liked the video.
on. Who? Uncle?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, we'll talk about that later. Good morning, everybody. Hey, Vernez, how are you this morning? You up early.
Hey,
Enjoyed your show last night.
we are good. Hey, Wanston. Hey, MJ&J.
Hey, Miss Monica, my little sis.
So, y'all know how we do. And keeping in line with what Monica talked about and what Wanston talked about, here we are.
Yeah. Give me a minute. I just need to get this up here on the screen. Yes, we are going to piggyback off of a lot of what everybody was talking about this morning. Um, and listen. Good morning, everybody. Thank you for joining us this morning. Thank you, Monica, Wanston. Thank you. Is Anita here?
No, not yet.
Okay. But thank you, everybody, for joining us. It
Don't
seems
stop.
like it feels like it's just family in here. So thank you, family, for joining us last night. And those of you that were on the panel last night, thank you
Hey,
so
blogs and
much.
fiction.
I think we did the best job that we could do. And hopefully you guys will see a panel from us again soon.
Next
With,
month.
so with that being said, yes, we are going to piggyback off of a lot of things that Monica and Wanston said this morning that have had a lot to do with the live stream last night. And listen, I don't make no apologies for nothing that I say. I'm not. I refuse to make an apology
Hey,
for
pretty saucy.
something that's right. And I was simply saying on last night that everybody in this world deserves respect, period, point blank. If you don't have nothing nice to say, then you shouldn't say anything at all. But know that when you do try to do or say things that are not nice, there's a repercussion for that. It may not, the repercussion may not come from me. It may come from somebody else. It may be something significant that happens in your life. You don't know. When you are doing the things that you are doing, when you are doing the mean and shady things that you are doing, you are putting out bad energy into the universe. Know that. You are putting bad energy out into the universe. So if I don't get your ass, something or somebody or some situation is going to get your ass.
But I'm gonna.
And
But
let me just say this about the McRae Kingz. With all the love in our hearts for MJ&J Family Mukbang, and also it's me, Wanston. Yes, Hunni, and it's your boy Leo.
hey,
Know
Harriet.
this, that we appreciate everybody that tunes into us, but know that we are all individual platforms. We are individual people, and we all have differences of opinions, and we may or may not agree on those opinions. But just because we don't does not mean that we don't love, care, or respect one another. The one thing that you can rest assured about the TBT Squad is that it's with all due respect. They respect the way we run our platform. We respect the way they run their platform. If we have a problem with the way they run their platform, we address that on a private basis. Nobody in YouTube land, as far as I'm concerned, will ever know about anything like that. I'm not saying that or putting that out in the universe. There is absolutely no problem with TBT Squad, but understand this: we have a common respect amongst one another when it comes to dealing with issues, be them negative or positive. So I don't apologize for my statement on yesterday. Just know this and understand this, that being a part of the LGBT community is not an easy. It's not an easy membership, especially when you get shunned not only by your own community, but in most cases you get shunned by the community that you're in. So, with that being said, understand that as much as we try to come from a positive place, and as much as we try to turn the cheek when it comes to things like cyberbullying and people that are against us, as much as we try to compose ourselves, there will be times when there is zero composure and there's zero tolerance.
Well, y'all already know, like I said last night on that panel, y'all know I shoot from the hip. I'm not sugarcoating it. I'm not trying to make it sound pretty. I don't care. It is what it is. Last night, Leo and Tramel got in their feelings about what was said in them comments. The reason why they got in their feelings is because this is what we deal with every day of our lives. Every day of our lives, somebody is saying some slick shit to us that we have to deal with. What makes me mad is that everybody always wants to tell the LGBT people to be quiet. Don't acknowledge them. No, it's about time we acknowledge them. Why don't you tell them to shut up? Why don't you tell them that mind their business, shut up, and leave what goes on in my bedroom alone? No, it's always we need to be quiet because we go an extra mile and we say things to hurt them even more that stings some straight people too, because what we say is true. Like right now, with the whole Black Lives Matter thing, so many black lesbians and black gay men are stepping up saying they don't want to be a part of it. They don't want to be bothered because if it was one of our lives, straight black people would step over us and keep it moving and say, this is what God wanted. This is how God wanted it to be because you shouldn't be the way you are. Why would I risk myself and put myself on the front line for a cause that you wouldn't put yourself on the line for me because you're going to make excuses as to why I got beat up or why a trans woman got beat up when they're black? Everybody wants us to shut up and us to take it and us to deal with it. But what y'all fail to realize is we have taken it and dealt with it all our lives. So now that we have a voice and we can respond, that's what most of us do. And we don't care. We don't care because we're tired of sitting there letting people tell us we're going to hell. Please, I want one person, just one person to show me in the Bible where Jesus himself said we were going to hell. One, because you ain't going to find a scripture where he said it. And what I need all you Bible thumpers to do, because y'all know my daddy is a minister, so I can go back and forth with y'all with this all day. What I need y'all to do is either live in the Old Testament or live in the New. Because when Jesus came, that put the Old Testament out of commission. We only living in the New Testament because Jesus came and took all the old one away. So we gonna live in the old or we gonna live in the new? And please, don't, y'all don't understand. When you hear the same thing over and over and over and over and over and over, but yet you got 4 baby daddies or you got 5 kids that you don't take care of, we go into the same hell that you putting me in. You go into the same hell you put me in. What you think is layers? That you gonna go to the second layer of hell because you sleeping with men and have 5 babies from 5 different daddies, and I'm gonna go to the hottest layer of hell because I'm gay and doing the same thing you doing. The only thing I can't get pregnant. I'm confused.
Everybody gonna be at the fish fry. If
I'm
gonna be at the fish fry.
If I'm gonna be there, you gonna be there
you're
too.
Gonna be at the fish fry too.
And this is what pisses us off because people have attacked us. We have been attacked since we were children with the same verbiage, with the same ideology. And guess what? I've been attacked in church. I've been attacked all my life. I told y'all my daddy's a minister, so I grew up in it. And guess what? I'm 49 years old. Ain't nothing changed. Y'all ain't changed the way I thought. Y'all ain't changed nothing about me. Y'all ain't gonna change nothing about me because this is my truth and I'm living in it. I'm very happy. Jesus has blessed me. It has not blocked my blessings in any way, form, or fashion. I'm more blessed than some of you straight people that go to church every Sunday. So explain that to me.
Trust when I tell you, trust.
It's annoying. But see,
and we're not saying that we have a lot. It ain't about material things.
No, I'm not. No,
it's not.
I'm not. When I say I'm blessed, I'm not talking about material things. I'm talking about with life. I'm talking about with life in general because so many people that I knew when I was growing up are dead right now. I'm blessed just to be 49 years old and a black gay man. So I'm not talking about. See, comments don't bother me. They do, but they don't. They bother me because if you was in my face, you wouldn't say nothing.
It's the coward behind it.
What bothers me is that y'all spew the same rhetoric constantly over and over and over and over and over and over. Like, that's like telling a person that smokes, you shouldn't smoke, you're going to get cancer. You shouldn't smoke, you're going to get cancer. You shouldn't smoke, you're going to get cancer. They don't never put the cigarette down, right? Hell, some of them get cancer and still smoke cigarettes. So you repeating the same thing over and over, and then it comes from this one and that one and this one. And, oh, we're going to pray for you. No, pray for yourself. Pray that Jesus lets you live in your truth and lets you learn to live and leave people alone. Let you live and be happy without trying to inject your life points of view onto other people.
You know what was sad? I was watching somebody's platform here on YouTube yesterday, and I felt so bad. And I wanted to cry because it took me back to a place in my accepting who I was. This young man who had, from a young child, been taken to church and put into circles of people praying the demon out of him because of who he was. They said he had a demon inside of him being oil thrown on him and holy water thrown on him, and how it has impacted his adult life. How he is in therapy, like he's in deep therapy because of all the things that he endured in his childhood because his own family. And y'all, that's what y'all don't understand. And see, where Joseph can sit here and tell you he's been, things have been like that his whole life, I got it double. See, because I dealt not only with the teasing for being gay, but I got the teasing from colorism. I dealt with colorism. You see this color on my skin? I dealt with this first. You black this, you black that, you black this, you black that. And believe it or not, most of the colorism and the racist remarks that I received growing up were not from white people. It was from my own people, my own community, all the little girls that I grew up with, and all the young dudes that I grew up with. I was the brothers, I was the faggot. The young girls, I was the black little F word. You know what I'm saying? So when you grow up, and that's all you hear, every single day you go outside, when your parents make you go outside, see, because we didn't have social media. Right. Our parents made us go outside. We had to go outside and play. Our parents told us, go outside, don't come back into the lights come on, to the street lights come on. So we had to interact with other children, and in interacting with all these other children that did not want to play with you, did not want to talk to you because you were different. And because of the color of your skin, I've dealt with that my whole entire life. It was either one or the other. It was one. My darkness counted against me, and then if they found out I was gay, then that was the double whammy, and that was like the one that just sliced everything up. And I'm not just talking about socially. I'm talking about in the workforce and everything else across the board.
Right, because what I had somebody talk to me one day, and they said, Joe, I'm going to ask you a question because I feel that one thing about you, if somebody asks you something because they really want to know, you don't get an attitude. I said, no, if I feel it's a sincere question, I'll answer it, because my thing is people can't understand unless they ask questions. And she said, I want to know, why do gay men walk around with a chip on their shoulder, like with an attitude? I said, well, that's because whenever we walk in a room, all we hear is, ooh, is he gay? Ooh, he's a fag. Ooh, this, that, and the third. So automatically, I'm on arms. Like, I know what you're saying about me. I hear you. You claim you whispering, but we hear you. So what do you want us to do? You want us to walk in the room like sunshine and say, hey, everybody, how you doing? Because
No, but that's what that's what a lot of them expect their election because
we
we're
get
a minstrel
attacked.
show.
But see,
We're a
once
minstrel show
we
to them.
start carrying on and we give you an attitude, and now all of a sudden, now why they got an attitude for it? Because it keeps you at bay. It keeps you thinking, well, let me not say nothing to him because I don't know what he gonna say back. And that's what we do to protect ourselves. Because guess what? We've been through it our entire lives. You don't know how many gay men you have come in contact with that just have not told you they have been gay bashed, they have been jumped just because. You don't know how many lesbian women you come across that have been raped and never told you just because they were butch lesbians and men felt that's what they were going to do to them to quote unquote fix them. We know because we hear the stories amongst ourselves. We tell our war stories to each other to encourage each other and uplift each other because so many of us are damaged. And like black people now are getting mad because, like I said, the LGBT is standing up. Well, that's not true. That's not true. Yes, it is. Black mothers all around the world think that it's secure to make your child homeless when they come out of the closet. People think because I kick you out, you can't kick out, you can't make gay homeless is not going to cure gayness. Because you don't speak to me no more, that's not going to cure gayness. It just makes you look bad as a mother that you walked around for 9 months with a child, and the minute a child decided to live in their truth, you decide, well, you're not moving the way I want you to move, so you got to go. Now, I agree. I agree. They ain't got to bring their little boyfriends and girlfriends in your house. Treat them just like if they were straight. But no, y'all want to go the extra mile. But I'm just trying to give y'all insight as to why Tremel and Leo got fired up the way they did last night. Because, right, it's not like you calling somebody ugly or you calling somebody fat. It's totally different. Because we get it our entire lives. So it gets to a point when we start living in our truth that we make up our mind, oh, you'll never do that to me again. You will never put me in that situation again. Because we have sat there silent for so many years and had to be ridiculed. I have been made fun of and had thousands of people, well, that's the exaggeration, but at least 20, 30 people laughing at me while somebody's calling me all kind of F words, telling me I should be dead, my mother should have killed me, my mother should have aborted me because I was a waste of life and I was a waste of time, and I had to sit there and take it because it was about 20 of them, and what am I going to do about 20 people? But I bet you what? I bet you if them same 20 people came at me now, they get a whole different reaction from that 21-year-old that was on that D train late at night coming from the club.
And let me say this, because I see a lot of people in the comments that are saying, you know, I'm sorry that happened for you. Let me first acknowledge that we appreciate when people say that they're sorry that happened to us. And most people that say that they're sorry that happened to us are people
that are
sincerely sorry and have never participated in doing some of the things that have been done to us. And what I say to you people is this: I appreciate your being sorry for what happened to us. And with that being said, what I'd like for you to do is, instead of saying that, take that same energy and pass along the message of love. Pass along the message of love. Pass along that message when you see somebody getting ridiculed in the streets for who they are. When you see it, I don't care if you see it on the streets, whether you see it when you're in a chat, whether you see it when you're on somebody else's live, then take your stand. Take your stand against that person and tell them, no, it's not cool to be that way. It's not cool.
And the only reason why I'm talking about it is because, like, even with the whole Black Lives Matter thing, a lot of white people are changing their stance because once they hear how black people have to teach their kids how to stay alive in this world, it makes a difference for them. So my thing was to tell y'all why we get so enraged, why we get so angry when it happens, because you never think about it from that point of view.
Yeah.
You think about it from, oh, don't let them just ignore them.
Yeah,
But
because
we've been
it's not-
ignoring them our whole lives. So
Right.
it gets to a point where it's like, enough is enough. I'm done with it. You keep saying it's not y'all, but I'm just saying people keep saying the same things over and over and over and over and over and over again. They don't never come up with nothing new. And it's just you get tired of it. You get tired and sick and tired of it. And like I saw in the comments, Blogs and Fishing says she was in somebody's wedding and the people didn't want, I guess it was two guys, and they're throwing soda at their dresses. Like, who does that? If you didn't want them to get married, then don't go to the wedding. Like, people kill me. This is why me and Tramel got married the way we did. Because we did not want, the one thing I refused to have at my wedding was a spectacle. Just to say, I was at a gay wedding. We do the same thing y'all do.
No different.
Swinging from the chandeliers, having sex, and it ain't no big old orgy.
The only thing we didn't do was
Just
jump the broom, but
right.
we wanted to because there wasn't enough room to jump the broom.
Right.
But we didn't want our wedding to become this minstrel show that
we
people
were
think
inviting
that we
people,
put on.
and they was like, "Oh, I never been to a gay wedding." You're off the list. Don't come to my wedding for that. Come to my wedding because you want to see Joseph happy. You want to see Joseph marry the person that he loves. Come to Tramel's wedding because you want to see Tramel marry the person that he loves. Not because you want to see how two men get married.
Right.
Same thing. He says his vows, I say my vows, I say I do, he says he do.
Yeah,
the story.
We had to cut down our wedding list to everybody. Simply because everybody wanted to come to our wedding because they thought it was the greatest show on earth.
People wanted to come because they wanted to see what Tramel was going to have on because they know he dresses elaborately and immaculately. With me, they wanted to come because they know I'm bougie as hell. And they knew after they had already been to my sister's wedding, what my mother did for her, that my wedding was probably going to be just as elaborate as my sister's. No. And I told Tramel, I said, I'm marrying you for you. I'm marrying you because I love you.
Right.
We need somebody to perform the ceremony and two people to witness it.
That's it.
Past that, I'm not giving nobody a show. A wedding is for everybody else but you. You're paying for all of them to eat. You're paying for all of them to have a party. And I wasn't paying for people to come and have a it got to the point where I didn't know who I could trust. Who was coming just to be happy for me versus who was coming just to spectate and see and start snapping pictures and say, "Oh, I went to a gay wedding. Oh, I went to a gay."
Oh, I got a picture of them kissing. Listen. In the grand scheme of things, we've always wanted to have a big wedding.
Because
but unfortunately, the people that we knew at the time just wanted to come because they wanted to see the spectacle of it all. It took away from what we really wanted to bring forward, and that was the love that Joseph and I share amongst one another. We wanted people to see that.
And the sad part is there's a lot of gay men and lesbian women that downsize their weddings for that reason because they don't want to be a spectacle. Yeah. Shout out to the A-Mackers. They're getting married today. I know y'all wanted to get married in April, but you couldn't because of the coronavirus. But definitely enjoy your day today because those umbrellas are over.
Yes, they are.
Those umbrellas.
I can't look at other people's weddings. I get so jealous
because I wanted
but Joseph, I get so jealous because I wanted us to have a big wedding. I did.
Right. Well, we can always go back and do it again.
Yeah.
But the A-Mackers, we interviewed them for our Love and Marriage podcast, and they were supposed to get married in April. But of course, when the corona broke out, they couldn't do that. So they changed the date to today. And they are getting married
Excuse
today.
me, guys.
They were so excited to get married, and then they couldn't get married, and now today is their day. So we wish y'all the best. It's going to be the best day of your life. You'll remember it for the rest of your life.
I'll never forget our wedding day. That was like the best day.
Yes.
It was so nice that day.
And our anniversary is in what, 2 weeks?
Yep.
On the 30th.
Yeah, on the 30th.
Everybody in June. Leo and Wanston in June. Now they're going to be in June. We in June.
Mm-hmm.
Tyrone and Fingers.
Maybe we need to have like a big June anniversary bash next year. With a couple with some other couples, of course.
You know, I just want y'all to be a little more. You never think of it from our point of view. You just think that we are being mean or being having an attitude like the person asked me.
No, not
And
at
then
all.
when I explained it to her, she was like, "Well, that makes sense." I said, "A straight man don't walk in a room, and people, is he straight? Is he straight? Is he straight? He looks straight to me,
It doesn't
girl."
matter. It really doesn't
But when
matter.
gay men walk in the room, he's gay, he's gay, he's gay, he's gay. You think we don't know? You think we don't hear you? You're not whispering. You're loud. You want us to hear you. Some of y'all want us to hear
Y'all
you.
don't think we see y'all all in the corner? Y'all just looking, and yeah, I mean, listen. Everybody's
Blogs.
entitled to be who they want to be. Period.
2 years ago on June 30th, because he picked the day, was the hottest day on the planet.
It was a hot that day. Yes, it was.
It was the hottest day on the planet that day. I was hot. Thank God. We, like I said, we downsized. If we would have got married June 30th the way we wanted to,
Oh, it would have been big.
I really would have been hot in the suit and the tie
Yeah.
and all of that goodness. I wouldn't have been able to do
Well, I
it.
couldn't get him in the soup to save my damn life anyway. So I mean, that flopped.
But anyway, I'm not gonna acknowledge that.
Yeah, y'all will hear that story time one day. The Groomzilla.
I wasn't a groomzilla.
Yes,
I
he
just
was.
wanted the way I wanted.
He was a Groomzilla, a big Groomzilla.
Let me ask y'all a question.
Don't do that. Don't. I'm telling you, don't do that. You don't want to do that this morning.
Did you guys have to slay so hard last night on the patio? If you sell crowns, I want a tiara. Blogs, thank you. We tried.
Thank you.
You know, when we go out, like if you look on our page when we did like the interviews at Gay Pride, since we call ourselves the McRae Kingz, we have to wear crowns. That's
Exactly.
just what it is. So, Tremel crown actually looked like mine, but he went and did it up
I
and put the
embellished
Louis
mine.
Vuitton on it and did it gold and stuff
I'm
like
an
that.
extra bitch. I'm the extra bitch in this whole relationship. I'm always the extra when he's on, when his light is turned on. His light is turned on high. Mine is just the one that
The
just
spotlight.
brightens up everything. That's just me. I always go over the top. That's how I am especially when it comes to fashion.
Really, Anita?
What?
Anita would have been married 31 years on June 27th.
Okay.
Leo and Wanston's anniversary. Or is it 25th and 26th? I think there's 25th and 20th.
I think this is the
26th.
26th. But they're celebrating it on the 25th.
On the 25th and 26th.
Yes.
We was trying, Blogs. We was trying last night. But no, when we go out and we do, because the corona stopped our whole flow.
Yeah.
Because we had a whole lot of engagements. People saw what we
Yes.
did at Gay Pride.
We work on the motivational
and they
speaking
wanted us to
circuit. So
do a bunch of Gay Pride things. We were supposed to do a Black Gay Married Men seminar. We were supposed to do a motivational speaking. Everything got canceled.
Yeah.
But normally when we do, they introduce us as the McRae Kingz, so we come out. The kings should come out in their crown. So,
yeah, you listen. This is custom. I did this myself. I really did that myself. I did all this myself. I'm just creative that way. That's just how I am. And although I've seen other people make crowns, like there's one particular crown that someone made that I really, really love, but it just wasn't in my price range. I just didn't have the $1,200 to pay for it. But listen, when you got lemons, you make lemonade. That's what I do. I love making lemonade too.
no blogs. We haven't been to one in Ohio. We were supposed to go to
Texas,
Philly,
Arizona,
New York, Arizona,
a couple of
Atlanta.
But if anybody, listen, we still book. We don't.
So if
you still want to book us for next year, I mean, praise God, this whole virus will be over next year. I'm not claiming it for next year. So, if you want to book us for next summer, next year, next Gay Pride next year, please feel free to send us an email. We have management. We have a manager that handles all of that. So,
you probably have seen us on other people's YouTubes pages because we have done interviews with other people. We have done panels for other people. Because they didn't go the way they were supposed to go, me and Tramel don't. So we, not that we don't support them, but we just don't put it out there that we were part of their brand. But you can find me and Tramel in other people's videos and other people's panels and things like that. From when we were on Facebook, like I said, we made the transition from Facebook to YouTube because we thought everybody from Facebook would just jump on over to YouTube and follow us because our Facebook videos were getting thousands of views upon thousands of views. And then when we came to YouTube, we had a rude awakening. We didn't even know some of our videos on Facebook had thousands of views. Like it hit 1,000, 1K. We knew one video hit 1K and we like celebrated. We were happy. And then more videos were popping up 1K plus. And I'm like, Tramel, we didn't even see this one had 1K. This one got 1K. This one got 1K. We started, when we would make food videos, Facebook started giving us the food icon on our videos. So we got psyched and said, oh, we going to YouTube now because we got tired because what happened in the comments last night was constantly happening on Facebook. And then I wasn't ignoring it. Yeah. And it would throw us completely off. And we would have to log off because I was answering any little smart comment somebody made. Joseph had a reply. And I vowed to myself that when I got over here, I wasn't going to do that anymore. And even last night, when my sister was on the live, she saw the comments. She texted me. She said, do not reply. Because she knows
everybody knows that you don't
she
mess
knows
with my
me.
husband. You don't mess
and
with
she's
him.
like, as soon as she saw the comment, she said, do not reply. Please, Joe, you too blessed. Don't reply. And I texted her back and said, I'm not. And I just, it takes a lot for me not to reply, but I won't reply. I mean, I'll say a little something if you be disrespectful to me and my husband. Like when I said last night, keep it up, and I'm going to say something. Because what you're not going to do is know that me and my husband are married and sit there and disrespect one of us with all that garbage that was being typed. Even about Wanston and Leo, like you knew they were married. He knew they were married. He knew we were married, but he still insisted upon sitting in the comments
being disrespectful
to our marriage. That's not cool. That's not, but that's what we have to go through. This is the things that we deal with. And like I said last night, that's how me and Tramel started our platform. Because we wanted to bring normalcy to the fact that two black men, gay black men, could be married. And a gay marriage is just as real and normal as a straight one. And because we realize that people don't take it seriously. People don't take our marriage seriously. It's like, I don't know what they think. Or some people will go places and people ask me, who is he? I'll say he's my husband. Oh, he's his partner. No. He's my husband. Oh, he's his friend. No, I am legally married. I have papers to prove it. That's my husband. And I keep correcting them.
Two big rocks.
Until they say, he's my husband. Because you need to address him. Because if I was a woman and I told you that was my husband, you would address him as such. So I don't play these games with people. You will acknowledge us the way we should be acknowledged. Let me show up. We should be acknowledged the way we want to be acknowledged. And when we kept encountering that, that's what we turned our platform into. We wanted to show the normalcy between us. We argue, we fight, we have fun, we laugh.
And we got big rocks.
We laugh, we talk.
Both of us get big rocks.
We go to the movies,
men and the women.
We go to dinner, we do everything. We do everything a man and woman would do being married, period. That's just what it is. There's no difference. Love is love. That's what we're trying to show. Pretty saucy. Me and Tramel are ecstatic. We are beyond happy, actually.
Yes.
And that's how everybody should be. Or everybody on this live should be living their best lives and be happy in themselves, period. Screw what anybody else think. Who cares what people say about you?
And not getting in your feelings about somebody else's life. Because
Just
whatever their life is,
ain't
none of your business.
And that's always our message. Just live your best life.
Yeah.
Forget what everybody else has to say. Just living your best life. But people will always try you, especially when you're living your best life and they're not. They always want to make misery love company. It's unfortunate but true that misery loves company.
Yeah.
So somebody will always find something. I don't care what you do.
And for you brothers that deal with this toxic masculinity, for you brothers that think that all gay men are punks and we can't fight, oh, I got so much news for you. I got so much news for you. We know how to defend ourselves better than most of y'all do. Trust me when I tell y'all. And it's been proven so many times. That has been proven to be a lie so many times. So just because somebody is gay or they soft or whatever, don't mean you can't get your ass whooped by them. Don't mean that. Always remember that. You can always get a can of whoop ass opened up on your ass. Anytime. And as I stated before, my challenge will always be the same.
That's because they don't never come one-on-one.
Listen,
they want to come at you
my challenge is going to always be the same.
Yourself.
My challenge is going to always be the same. If you can be man enough to meet me, we can meet at a neutral position. Send me an email. Tell me where to meet you. I will make my big 6'3" husband get in the car. And we will drive to wherever you are. Yeah, we got cars too. We own cars too. We can drive to wherever you are, and you can say whatever it is that you feel that you need to say in my face. But keep that same energy that you had in the comments. I want you to keep that same energy when we face to face. That's my stance.
He say I'm the crazy one, but y'all say who the crazy one?
Oh no! Listen, I'm the certified crazy one. I got something for your ass. If you listen. My father, I was raised a man. My father raised me a man. Period. That's it. I ain't never had no desire to be trans and shout out to the trans community. If that's your thing, that's your thing.
Trans will be the man's ass.
Never had a desire to be trans or anything like that. My father raised me as a man. I had 13 cousins. We all grew up in the same house, and we were all boys. It was only 3 girls. So that fighting spirit, I got that in me. That defense spirit, I got that in me because of the shit that done happened to me that I endured, growing up and being a teenager and so on and so forth. So the one thing I'm not is a punk. That's just something that some people choose to call us.
Anita says she's certified crazy too.
Yeah, I am. I'm certified. Certifiable. And listen, I'm one of those people when I'm going to jail, if I'm going to jail for something, I'm going to jail for something. It's going to be big. It's going to be major. It's going to be ecstatic. Channel 9 News coming live from the Channel 9 newsroom. That's what it's going to be.
And please don't knock that coffee
I'm not going to do
over on
that.
me.
I'm not going to knock down my coffee. But that's what it's going to be. So that's why, and that's me in the bag. That's what's in the bag. See? I keep all my craziness all in one bag. And that's what's in the bag. Now, if that come out the bag, then, dang.
Yeah, he says
But the Lord is working on me. I just want y'all to understand this. I said I was a man of God. I am a man of God. I got my own personal relationship with the Lord. I talk to him all day, every day. Lord, what should I do? Lord, what you think? Do you think I need to ignore that? No, he didn't say that.
You see, and that's why I have to stay calm because I have to deal with this.
Yeah.
Both of us on 100. You have 2 fire signs.
Yeah, I talk to God all the time. I talk to the Lord all day.
And fire.
Or the Lord all day, and then I got a good angel on this side. Then I got the bad angel on this side. If he's telling me stuff, be like, bitch, stab that bitch. And the good angel be like, Jamel, don't do that because you're going to go to jail. So,
that's right.
And I think everybody has that in them. It's just a lot of people don't know how to own it. They don't know how to admit it and own they crazy. Because you crazy sometimes too.
I don't own it.
He don't own it. That's what we got to do in our lives. We got to own it. We got to learn how to control it. See, I know how to control mine. See, I got a good therapist. My therapist gives me the tools to deal with me.
You do not know how to control your crazy, honey.
Oh, yes, I do. My therapist give me the tools to deal with me. Didn't I give y'all an assignment to do this week about self-sabotaging? Did y'all do that? Did they do that? Did y'all do that? I ain't getting no emails. But did y'all do that? See, my therapist. Now I might not follow what my therapist tells me to do all the time, but my therapist tells me, Tramel, this is what you can apply when this happens. My therapist obviously is doing a good job because I ain't in jail. I ain't never been locked up. I don't
Now
have
you
no
almost
felonies.
caused me to go to jail.
I don't have no felonies. I ain't never been locked up. I ain't never put my hands on nobody. I ain't never put my hands on nobody unless they put their hands on me. Now I cut up a couple of folks back in my days, in my younger days, But I ain't never been to jail. In my adult life, I ain't never been to jail. So the Lord is doing something right, and my therapist is doing something right. Because the shit that people be doing and saying to me, the crazy shit that people used to say to me, I should be somewhere in jail for just massacring a whole community. You understand what I'm saying?
I guess.
That keeps me sane too. Because he'd be like, Tramel, just let me handle it. I'd be like, well, Joseph, you better go on ahead. I'm going to get in the car. I'm getting in the car, Joseph. You handle it.
Because I know I have an anger management issue.
I take it to Jesus most of the
So
time,
I
child.
keep myself at a level where I know that I can deal with my anger management. Because if I go past that level, then
There are 3 triggers. Husband, 3 triggers in my life. Husband, family, and friends. If I'm your friend, I'm going to protect you. I'm going to rock with you that much to the point where I'm going to protect you if you need for me to protect you. That's what friendship is for. If you mess with my husband, you put me in protective mode. Period. If you mess with me, then I go into protective mode. That's it. That's just like with any person that's watching us right now. If someone does something to someone that they love, they are going to go crazy. Crazy. I'm not the only one. I'm not the only one that know what a can of whoop ass is. I just carry. The smallest size I carry is a 2-liter. Some people just carry a little cup of whoop ass. With them, I carry a 2-liter can. I sure do. That's it. Did I embarrass you enough?
why would I be
Oh,
embarrassed?
okay. You got this look on your face. Like,
Because some of what you're saying to me is just hysterical because I done seen you in action, honey. And I want to know, how is it controlled?
I ain't hurt nobody.
No, but telling the woman that if you'll take her face and smash it into the countertop was not.
Some people just need to be said that need to be said to them. I will come back there and I will beat you on top of your head. I will come back
No,
there
you
and
talking about you would snatch her over the counter.
Yes.
And smash her face into the counter. Don't tell
Yeah.
me you don't be slamming your
Yeah.
phone up there because you'll
Yeah.
slam her face
Yeah,
up there.
don't you know you're certain ways you can't talk to
That's
me.
when
You
I
just
had to
can't talk
step
me
in and
your
take
kind of
over
way.
and say, ma'am, yes. Then she was trying to push my buttons. And in my head, I'm like, girl, see, he warned you. I've been done just grabbed you from the back of your head, and the next thing you know, you getting up off the floor because I done slammed your face into the counter. Now, what we won't do is turn me into the angry black man because I'm not going to allow that. Because one thing I don't do is let people do to me what I know they're trying to set out to do to me. And after Tramel went off, I'm talking to her, normal, calm, like, well, ma'am, you know, well, he can't be doing this and he can't be doing that. I said, ma'am, whatever you feel he can't do, he just
I get
did.
results. I get results.
No,
from
I
what
say, well, he just did. But I'm standing here talking to you, very calm, very serene.
I was like, Joseph, let's get the
So,
fuck out of this goddamn
Can
store.
we just have this conversation? Yes, but I don't understand, and you never will. And in my head, I'm going, see, she trying to push my buttons now, but I'm not going to let her.
I was going to
I'm
tear
not
that
going to let
whole
her turn me
store
into
up.
the angry black man that she wants to turn me into right now. I'm going to stand here, and I'm going to act just like one of them would act. And she kept, oh, well, he this and he that. I said, ma'am, am I yelling at
She
you?
must not have been saying stuff for me to hear it.
No,
'Cause I
she was
didn't
low
hear
because
that.
she knew. She kept telling me, he can't this and he can't that and he shouldn't this and he shouldn't that. I said, ma'am, he has every right to be upset because y'all never get it together. Every time we come here, there's an issue and a problem. You might not know that, but we know that. So now, since I'm talking to you in a very calm manner, can we stay on topic, or you gonna keep telling me what my husband can and can't do? Because he's doing everything you're saying that he can't do. He's doing it right now, so I don't understand why you and I are having this conversation. Because, see, I'll talk to you like I'm a complete crazy lunatic. I will stay calm. Then Tramel gets mad at me when we have an argument. Because he'll be yelling and screaming at the top of his lungs, and I'll be like, okay, you finished? You done?
Hell no, I ain't finished.
I will talk to you like I am a lunatic. Just as calm and just as serene as I want to be. Because I don't let people take me there. Because if I let you take me there, once I'm there, you're going to regret the fact that you took me there. So I
See, I used to be this nice little Laura Ingalls, sweet and wholesome little person until I married him. And then when I married him, everything just started. Joseph is the Aries. Everything just splats all over you and gets all over you.
Let me tell you why. Because when me and y'all know our story. If you don't know our story, me and Tramel dated 18 years ago. It didn't work. We went our separate ways. Well, now it's 20 years, but when we reconnected, it was 18 years. We reconnected 18 years later. We got married. It was one of those, if you love someone, let them go. If it's meant to be, it'll come back type ordeals. When Tramel came back, I didn't know who he was. I didn't know who this little humble man was that was in front of me, because I'm like, that's not why I liked you the first time. The first time I was so into you because to me you were a rebel. You were this person that I couldn't control, that you just had this thing about you, this dangerous thing about you.
But I had digressed from all that.
That just turned me on. The fact that I love a chase. And Tramel back then gave me a chase. When he came back, it was just too easy for me. So I had a conversation with him. I was like, I don't know who this is. I don't like who this is. I need you to be yourself. Because to me, it felt phony. It felt like he didn't want to make a mistake because he was back in my life, and he didn't want to make a mistake to lose me. So everything was whatever I want, it's okay, yes, yes, yes. And I never liked people that just did that. I always wanted a person that had their own mind, a person that could look at me and tell me no. Because I ain't gonna lie, I'm an Aries. If you give me an inch, I'm gonna take a mile and then I'm gonna become a ruler. It ain't gonna work for me that way. I need somebody that'll tell me, look, bitch, I don't know who you think you're talking to, but you ain't talking to me like that. That's the type of man I always needed in my life, even when it comes to friends. Because like I said, you give me an inch, I'm taking a mile, and I'm going to become a ruler, period. And when I had that conversation with him, it probably was the worst thing I ever did in my life.
Yeah, because he fights me every time I try to tell him what to do. I should have
left him that humble little man that he was. Because now he's a monster, but I love it. I'm not going to even lie. I love the fact that Tramel can be himself, and that Tramel is standing up to people now, and that Tramel is opening his mouth and not letting people run all over him. Because, not just because for me, but for him as his own self. Because you can't just keep trying to please people, because pleasing everybody else is going to make you miserable. And he was low-key miserable. And I could tell in his spirit that he was low-key sad. Like we have a picture, and when I look at the picture, I love the picture of us, but I can see the sadness in I can see the happiness that he's with me, but I can also see the sadness. And now when we take pictures, if we were to take that same picture in that same position, I would still see the love in his eyes for me, but the sadness that I saw would be gone. Because even when I look at him now, that sadness that I would see before is completely gone, because now he's standing up for himself. Now Tramel ain't letting nobody just say whatever they want to him. And I love it. I love it. And it only took one conversation to say.
Actually, it took several conversations. It took several conversations of validation in order for me to realize what my worth was. One coming from my husband, the other coming from my sister-in-law, the other coming from my uncle, my new uncle, and then my pastor really validated for me that, Tramel, you are doing the same thing that other gay men are doing all over the world. They're doing things to appease everybody else but themselves, and you need to cut that motherfucking shit out. And that's exactly how my pastor said it to me. You need to cut that motherfucking shit out and be your goddamn fucking self. That was it. And my pastor,
But it was
just
it
to
was,
know who he is and to know he speaks the truth, because not only does he speak from the word, he speaks from personal experience, and he speaks from just life experiences, period, point blank. And so that, along with that and other things that I just kind of just like parlayed on and reevaluated, came the birth of this. And the birth of this is that, no, you're not going, you just not going to talk to me any old kind of way. You are going to respect me. I'm going to respect you. I'm going to talk to you in a respectful manner. You're going to talk to me in a respectful manner. And when we can't talk to one another in a respectful manner, we're going to turn around and walk away. And if it's going to be an issue, it's going to be an issue on both sides. Both sides is going to be mutual combat. It ain't going to be just one person. It's going to be mutual combat. So,
you know who the actor Michael K. William is?
no.
Pretty Saucy said you look like him. That's her favorite actor.
Who?
Huh?
Who?
You look like the actor Michael K. William.
Never heard of him.
She said it's her favorite actor.
Okay.
And
Well,
you look like him.
if he look good, hey, bring me a chicken chiquita.
But yeah.
Yes, guys, listen. At the end of the day, it's like we always say, live your best life. Now is the time. Look at what has happened. Look at all these things that have happened to us as human beings. In the past 2 years, we've dealt with Black Lives Matter. We've dealt with the killings of all of our of a lot of black people. We've dealt with, not only that, we've dealt with the killings of people in the LGBTQ. We've dealt with the trans killings. We dealt with the shooter going into the club and massacring all these people. Listen, we've endured a lot. And then now we're dealing with this pandemic. We've dealt with a lot in these past 2 years, just 2 years alone. The 2 years that me and Joseph have been married. It's time for us to look at life. It's time for us to evaluate our lives and look at it in a different way and start valuing it. I think
And
that
if you're not
one of
enjoying
the
your
issues
life,
is that a lot of us don't value life. You need to value life and understand that, yes, there is life beyond this. And we all will get there. We ain't gonna all get there together, and it ain't necessary for all of us to get there together, meaning that when these countries are fighting and throwing on, it ain't necessary for all of us to be involved with that bullshit. We got to live our best life. You have to live your best life. You have to live your life for you. You can't live your life for your mama that wants you to be a minister, or that wants you to be a doctor or a lawyer or a nurse, or, you know, some other professional. They want you to get married and have children. You can't live your life for your mama. You got to live your life for yourself. See, because mama, she lived her life.
and did whatever she wanted.
She did whatever she wanted to do, regardless of whether she want to tell you that or not. She lived her life and did whatever she wanted to do. You have a right to do the same. And sometimes if you have to go against your parents to live your best life, then so be it, and you go out there and do it. They'll be all right, and if they ain't all right, trust me, tell them you'll see them in heaven. That's it. You are not honoring your mother and father by doing what they are telling you to do. You're not. And anybody that tells you that is lying, because if you're doing it in misery, that's not honoring your mother and your father. It's not. And mom and dad, y'all ain't God. Y'all don't have no rights to authoritate over no grown person and what they want to do with their lives. I'm sorry, and I'm not a parent, so I don't know what it feels like to be a parent. And I hear people say that all the time. That's my baby. That's my baby. I'm somebody's baby too. And guess what? Everything that my mother wanted me to be, I ain't. And she's missing out. That's it. She's missing out. It's her loss. And when she decides to get on board with everything, it'll be her gain. That's it. Still love her. Still care about her. Still love her to death to this day. Be there whenever she need me. but she's not a part of my life until she can understand and respect this and know that this comes before her. That's it. And acknowledge some of the bullshit that she did in the past. That's it. Period. Until then, I have a vessel that brought me into this world, not a mother. And that's okay. That's fine. That's okay. That's what y'all got to be okay with. So many times we get in this space in our lives where we feel like, oh my God, my mother is not going to ever speak to me again. How am I going to live? How am I going to live my life? Live your motherfucking life. Live your damn life. No, I'm not an advocate for families breaking up. But if somebody is toxic in your life, I don't care if it's your mama, your daddy, your sister, your brother, I don't care who it is. If they toxic in your life, if they that person that can push all those buttons on you, that make you do all the wrong things, then you need to get your shit and you need to run from them. Run. You need to run. If y'all up on a cliff, you need to push that motherfucker off the goddamn cliff and run before they catch up to your black ass. Stop living your life to appease other people. You know my mother said that to me. My mother said those same words to me before I proposed to my husband. She said, you got to stop living your life to appease other people. And then got mad at me because I proposed to him and told me I should have prepared her. You should have prepared me for this. Mama, how you gonna say that in one breath? Stop, you gotta stop living your life to appease other people.
Her. She met everybody else.
Exactly. See, parents, see where you go wrong? You see where you go wrong? You go wrong with your selfish ways. Instead of, even if you don't agree with it, understand this, listen. Parents, you ain't gonna be pleased with everything that your child do, but you have to be supportive of everything that your child do. Trust me when I tell you, you ain't got to like it, but you got to support it. No. That's your child. Unless you a dog, then you got to support it. See, because what dogs do, dogs have puppies, and then they let whoever raising them, whoever take care of them, take the puppies and sell them. And they ain't got shit else to do with them no damn more.
They did their job. They took care of them.
They did their job, and they move on to the next litter. They took care of them
until they were old enough to take care of themselves.
Yeah, they move on to the next litter. If you, as mothers out there and fathers out there, want to take your litter or your one and just throw it to the side just because you don't like something that they are, then know that you's a punk bitch. You's a punk ass fucking parent. You's a punk bitch parent. And you didn't do your job, and you're a sorry ass parent. A sorry ass goddamn parent. Know that. When you decide that you are not going to accept your child for who they are, and you're going to take them and you're going to kick them out onto the streets for everybody, for the dregs of society to get hold of, because that's what happened to a lot of them, Joseph. Mm-hmm. A lot of them my age, when they was our age, a lot of brothers our age that are inflicted with the HIV virus right now is because they had no other choice but to walk the New York streets and be in the Port Authority selling their bodies.
Because they didn't have no
food, they didn't have no place to live. They had no
place to stay. They did it for a place to stay. That's
because their parents turned them out on the street.
That's a lot of gay people's story.
Because their parents turned them out on the street and didn't accept them because they was gay. I know all of my friends, and I have a host of them. When I tell you, I've lost hundreds of friends to HIV and AIDS for just that reason. I'm not lying to you. I'm being nice to you by telling you about just those people. But it's a lot of our friends can tell that story. A lot of us.
A lot of them can tell the story of.
But see, you parents today, y'all don't have to be that way.
To live our age. And they still don't talk to their mothers and put them out when they were 15, 16, 20.
I'm 52 years old. When I came out, the AIDS epidemic had just started. There were only like maybe 10, 15 cases of HIV and AIDS, if that, in the world. So of course I was scared, and I'm here today. Do you know and understand how big of accomplishment that is for me? I'm negative.
Well, no, me and Tramel is the mere fact that we are black gay men alive at 49 and 52
is rarity. It's a rarity.
Because you don't understand
It's
how
a
many of my
rarity.
friends I lost at 23, 24, 25. Some didn't make it to 30. Some made it to 31 and 32. People that I loved and cherished in my life, and they just...
Those of you that watch polls and
Didn't
y'all
make
see
it.
how what's his name goes. They was going to all those
Bridezilla.
funerals every week. We were doing
That was real.
That's
was real. If you watch polls,
Yes.
me and Tramel sit there and watch it, and we
And
get
cry.
emotional because we lived that. We
lived that. That was my life.
Go
I was
to
in
the
the house of
funeral every
Pendarvis when all that was going on. That was if you want to know what my life was like, watch polls. I knew people like Blanca.
Yeah, I knew people like
I knew
Blanca.
Pray Tell. That's C.C. Pendarvis. That's C.C. Pendarvis and a couple of other commentators that you know of. We know who Tracy Africa is. We know Tracy Africa, the woman they talking about on polls. She go to church with us, sits next to us in church. The woman who had the dead body in her house. That's Dorian Corey. I grew
That's
up.
real.
I
That's
knew
real.
her. We knew her.
That's not
we
just
knew
stories
these
they
people.
telling on the show. That's all those things.
Are true.
There was a house that got arrested for standing up for robbing a museum,
Right.
and wearing all the clothes.
The House
to
of
a
Ebony.
wall. I don't remember which one
It was the House of Ebony. It was the House of Ebony. If you haven't watched polls, you could watch it on Netflix. But if you watch the first show, the very first episode was based on a house called the House of Ebony. They went to the Museum of
Crystal,
Natural
thank you.
History and they stole Liberace's crown. They stole his scepter. They stole his cape. They stole all his stuff and came to the ballroom with it and walked the ball with it. That's true. So that's the world that we come from. We come from that world. So we speak, when we tell you parents today that you don't have to be that way, we honestly and sincerely mean you have a chance to redeem yourself versus your parents not being able to redeem themselves and having to explain to them, their children, or apologize to their children, I'm sorry I threw you out, or having to look over their child's body in a casket and say, I'm sorry I did what I did. I'm sorry I turned my back on
Some of them
you.
not even knowing their kids are dead right now.
Yeah.
They just thinking their kids are alive and not talking to them, and they don't even know that they dead.
Yeah.
And been dead for years.
Yeah. You don't have to go through that, parents. You don't.
But then y'all ask why we get an attitude and why we get angry and why we... So this is why. Because these are the things that nobody ever starts to ask us or we don't tell. Because a lot of us won't tell. Because
Yeah.
it's you don't want people to feel sorry for you. You
No, I
really
don't
don't
want
want the
nobody to feel
sympathy.
sorry for me.
It's just we're telling it because we want you to understand why we get so enraged, why
Right.
we get so angry, why last night Tramel and Leo got so enraged on that panel when that person said what they said. Because if you don't understand where it's coming from, you just think, oh, they reading the comments. Pam, don't ignore it. Don't respond. But it's deeper than that.
It
It's
is.
deeper than that. From when you're 6 years old, people keep telling you your life is wrong, your life is wrong, your life is wrong. And now at 49, you got a voice and you like, screw you, but your life is wrong. How about that? That's why I don't, like I said.
Parents, you have a chance to show your children a whole totally different way. Listen, I can't speak from being a parent. I can't speak from a parent's point of view, but I can speak from a child's point of view. And the one thing that I have always desired from my mother and my father as a child is unconditional love. And I did not get that. And because I did not get that, I am alone in this world without a parent. My father has passed on, but I have a parent, I have a mother in this world that I don't even speak to. Because she didn't love me unconditionally. I don't feel as though though she loves me. I know my mother loves me. I know my mother cares about me, but she doesn't love me unconditionally, because for her to love me unconditionally is for her to accept every single fiber and being of me. And I don't get that from her. And because I don't get that from her, she's not a part of my world. My world is always open to her. I'm always open to sit down and have a discussion with her. But until she gets herself together, we will not have a relationship.
But in the same
That's it.
token, I understand what you're saying, but in my case, it's different. I have a father who has nothing, who doesn't have a problem with my lifestyle,
Right.
even though he's a minister, but he still don't be bothered with me.
Right.
But then I have my brother who walked in my father's footsteps, who's actually coming out with a book in September, and he don't deal with my brother. So, even in the back of my mind, I could sit and say, oh, well, it's because I'm gay. But when you don't deal with your own son,
no.
when you don't deal with your
Down.
own son who has walked in your footsteps, who has become a preacher, if you talk to him, and he created the animosity between me and my brother, because we were jealous of one another, thinking my brother thought I had a relationship with him. I thought he had a relationship with him. And when he finally let us meet and talk, we both realized he pays both of us absolutely no mind. So it's like, when you have a parent that just does that, it's like, at least for you, it doesn't make it better, but at least for you, you know why. For us, we
Y'all
don't know why.
Right.
It's just, okay.
Yeah.
I could sit back and assume until my brother told me he don't talk to him, and I'm like, okay, well, you walked in his footsteps, you a preacher.
Right.
So why don't he talk to you?
Right.
It was easier for me to sit back and say, yeah, you said you don't have a problem with me, but I know why. You're a preacher, da-da-da. But you don't talk to your preacher's son.
Right.
Now I don't have a reason. Tremel even tried to reach out to him, and I'm like, why would you do that? Like, this man Tremel wanted me to call him and tell him I was getting married and tell him. He was like, oh, okay. I'm happy for you. But then when he found out I changed my last name, I'm sure he was good and pissed. But I had told him when I was 25 that I didn't want his name at all. I didn't want no parts of his name. If I had opportunity to change my name, I would. And, well, this was my opportunity to change my name. Because y'all know me, I don't beat around the bush with nobody. I didn't beat around the bush with my mother, and I wasn't damn sure beating around the bush with my sperm donor. So...
But you guys understand, we're saying all these things to you to say that the scars from your past can always come up. Something can always trigger
Trust me, I
the
had to go to
scars in your
therapy
life.
for
It
that.
can. It really can.
I had to go to therapy for that because I used to not understand why, down to my own father, men could not love me. I would let men abuse me verbally, not physically, honey, because I'm a fighter, so that wasn't going to happen. But I would let people just dog me out because I just could not understand why a man couldn't love me down to my father. And when I realized it was becoming an issue, I said, you know what, let me go get therapy for this, because something in my brain ain't registering until literally enough was enough. But I kept hating to get pushed to that point.
Well, see,
Because
I
once I was
kinda-
pushed to that point, I would be violent towards the person that it was. And I knew if I kept being violent in the way that I was being violent, I was going to end up in jail and probably never get out for murder. So I said, let me go seek therapy. Let me see what's wrong. Because I felt if you couldn't love me, then I was going to hurt you. And I needed to get that fixed. And that's why I'm able, like I told y'all, to contain my anger and keep my anger at bay. Because like Tremel said, I got therapy for all of that. Because I told y'all last night on that panel, my first love was a crackhead. And what I didn't tell y'all on the panel was, he started walking it straight and narrow because I stabbed that bitch in his stomach and through his motherfucking leg because I had had enough. And no, I'm glad that my stabs made you walk a straight and narrow path because you realize what the drugs did to you and how you pushed me to that point to want to kill you. But for myself, it wasn't a good thing because I could have literally killed him. He drove on the train from Brooklyn to the Bronx on the train and passed out at his mother's doorstep. And the doctors told him the only reason why he was alive is because the crack and the cocaine in his system kept his heart pumping. Because he would have died with all the blood he lost from me stabbing him. And I'd be sitting in jail right now.
Oh, child, let me stop.
But because...
I got to put you... I got to get something to protect myself. Over here.
That's why I had to go to therapy. And I'm just being honest. I mean, if we're going to be honest and upfront, I'm being honest and upfront. This is what I did.
You are
right
G,
after
huh?
him, my next ex, he wasn't a drug addict, but he did the same thing. He act like he loved me, and then all of a sudden, here comes somebody else. He starts cheating on me. I took a pair of clippers. I beat him with the clippers and wrapped the cord around his throat and pulled until his eyes started bulging out of his head. And I had to let go because I realized I was about to kill him.
Y'all know
And
I'm
after
screaming
that-
right inside my head right now, right?
After that, I realized I needed to go to therapy because I had an issue
Yeah, you need the therapy.
that I needed to fix. That if
Are
a
you sure
man,
you're not bipolar disorder right now?
if a man don't
Look at
love
you,
me,
Chet.
I've realized they don't love me, I try to hurt them in the worst way possible, which is death. But that's why I tell you, I know I'm crazy. I ain't got to sit here like Tremella tell y'all I'm crazy. I know what I've done. And once I got the therapy, thank God, it
me get my
worked, it
child.
helped, it did what it was supposed to do. I ain't never tried none of that shit again. I was in my 20s when that
He
happened.
done stabbed some
I'm
folks.
49 now. So,
He done stabbed
No.
some folks. He done stabbed some folks, honey, and done beat one with a clipper and wrapped around his throat and stuff. You sure you want to go over there by him?
Reese Cup said you act like you ain't never heard that story before.
I ain't. Listen, I find out some new shit about Joseph every 5 minutes, but that's unconditional love. That's unconditional love, y'all. Listen. That's
Crystal
what
said,
I'm trying-
Tremel, be careful.
Right. Y'all wasn't y'all know if I turn up missing, y'all know who the motherfucker asked first.
But no, see,
No.
all of that happens because of my father. Because I never had a problem with a woman loving me. My mother loved me. My grandmother loved me. My sister, my female cousins, my aunt. It never has been women. It's
See,
always been men.
I've had a problem with
It's always
everybody
been
loving
men.
me.
And no matter how I treated a man, no matter how, and it wasn't just men I dated. It was friends as well. Men always, I felt, lied to me and pretended to be my friend or pretended to be in love with me, and then they hurt me, and I couldn't do. That's what I.
Well, how
couldn't
about
deal
being a
with the hurt.
token? How about being a
I
token?
couldn't deal with the hurt
Listen,
that came with that.
I was a token. I was a token or a trophy for most men. You know, I told you about the light skin, dark skin thing. Like most of the guys that would date me, they would date me because I was so dark.
Crystal says, "Stick with him. He's ride or die and can throw hands."
Huh?
Crystal says, "Stick with me, cause I'm ride or die and can throw
Oh
hands."
yes, honey. Let me tell you something. Me and Joseph is a team, tag team. Child, listen. But no, I was always treated as a token. Like guys would date me simply because of the color of my skin. You know, like when I got older, that's how I started to become very proud of this color, because it empowered me. It made me feel like I had power.
But
you
it's
know,
still a
from being
double-edged
so
sword
dark.
because you like light skinned men.
Yeah, it was a double-edged sword. It wasn't that I like light-skinned men. I didn't have a preference except for you. I used to like. I
Well, I
liked
did.
big guys. I used to like big guys. Like you. You was big to me, like big. Like I used to like guys bigger than me, and you was bigger than me. You was always taller than me. I was jealous of your height. Still am to a certain point. You know, you guys. I have Napoleon syndrome. I have Napoleon syndrome. For those of you that don't know what Napoleon syndrome is you actually shorter than you think you are. I'm actually 6 feet, but I think I'm 7 feet tall.
You mean you actually shorter? Yeah, you said it right.
Yeah, I said
You
it right.
just confused me when you
Yeah,
said it.
yeah, I know. But I have Napoleon syndrome. So, you know, I've always liked big guys. I like big, like this is my favorite. We have several wedding ring sets, but this is my favorite because this is the biggest one we have. This is the biggest, gorgeous
Child, if
ring
I let
that I could
Tremel
find.
pick a ring, it'll be over my whole hand. Like
Yeah.
this.
Yeah, I have one ring, y'all. I ain't showed it to because he don't like for me to wear it. I only wear it when I really want to get on his nerves. I got like a big, like game ring that I don't want to talk about it because he get upset when I be talking about it. But I like big things. Big. Anything big, I like it big. So, like I said, we said all this to say, listen, parents, you parents of today, y'all can redeem yourself. Y'all don't have to be involved with the bullshit and the hatery and the trickery and the buffoonery and all that shit that y'all parents had going on. Y'all don't have to put y'all kids through that.
My thing is just love and protect your kids like
just
you're
love your
supposed
kids
to,
unconditionally. Period.
Regardless of whatever. As long as they're not hurting themselves or hurting other people, just love them regardless of whatever.
That's it.
That's your job as a parent, to love and protect your child until your child can go out into that world and protect themselves and do their own thing. And so many people lose that.
When it comes to relationships, yes, you as a parent, you're supposed to be concerned about who your child is in a relationship with to a certain extent. But as long as that person is treating your child with love and compassion and all the great things that come along with being in a relationship, you should have no problem. If they're sucker ass, a sis sucker ass, then yeah, you supposed to say something. Yeah, you supposed to say something. Because I got gay sons and I be telling them, don't be messing with that nigga right there. He's a sis sucker. He's a sis sucker. You know what a sis sucker is, right, Bob? Mm-hmm. He's a sis sucker. So I tell you, I have gay sons, and they be bringing these guys that Daddy Tremel, I just met this guy, and he's just so the world. Child, he a seersucker. He a seersucker, child. He got a seersucker suit on. I can see it from a mile away. He's a seersucker. Leave him alone.
See, that's that country talk. I don't know nothing about that.
Y'all know what a seersucker is.
Monica and Anita should, because they in the South.
Monica, y'all know what a seersucker is, right? You know the wannabe player that come in with the shirt on, that's and with the belly sticking out, and his whole you can see his whole belly up under on the bottom of the shirt. Y'all know the seersucker, the one that wear the polyester suit that he got from the Salvation Army. That's the seersucker. The one that got, and he got money. Most seersuckers got money. You know that, right?
They probably do.
Most seersuckers got money. That's the one, the sugar daddy. Another name for him is sugar daddy. Most sugar daddies don't know how to dress. They don't know how to dress. They will come to your house with the.
Crystal said that's her ex. What? The seersucker.
Yeah, she know what I'm talking about. Y'all know what I'm talking about. He have his stomach sticking out like this, Papa.
Monica said yes.
He have his stomach sticking out like this. I bought you over a bucket of chicken for your churn. Okay?
A seersucker.
A seersucker. And a $2 bottle of wine.
Anita said yes, honey.
But some that don't count all seersuckers out, because some seersuckers they just give you good loving. They do. You can look past all the mess. You can look past them greasy lips they got and them greasy hands they got, and they just know how to just do things to you. As for the women, they know how to take it, put it in, and put it to the left.
She said she tried to help him, but he wouldn't give up them 2 small sweater vests.
See, exactly. They know. I'm telling you, these women know who I'm talking about. They know who I'm talking about because they done encountered the seersucker in their neighborhood so many goddamn times. It ain't even funny. Trust me, on this side, we got seersuckers on the gay side too. This was this one named Michael. He used to love me to death. Oh my God. Joseph, he walked down the street, pulled down his pants, and walked down the street after me.
That's the one I told you the one that catfished me.
I said,
he was a seersucker, bald headed in the middle.
Yes, those
sweater up to here, belly under the sweater.
Yes, y'all know who I'm talking about with the sneakers that curve up like this. They sneakers curve up. All their sneakers curve up, and their shoes, even their shoes, curve up like that. Don't let them take off their shoes in your house. That means their feet stink.
White patent leather shoes.
Don't let them take off their shoes in your house. If they take their shoes off in your house, your whole house gonna be smelling like Lumberger cheese, child. And don't let them use your bathroom because you're gonna take your curtains down and wash them, child.
Oh,
I'm serious. I'm pretty sure you done ran into a couple of seersuckers.
I don't entertain people like that.
Lies from the book of
I
lies.
don't entertain people like that. Trust me. She said, "Bald-headed with dingy wife beaters or something."
Yes. Yes. Bald-headed with dingy ass wife beater. They always got the same shirt on, honey. And always get the same goddamn stain on the same fucking shirt. Is that what we talking about? Y'all ladies want to talk about some of these men out here that need to get their damn self together. Y'all men, y'all need to get y'allself together. And then when y'all get these beautiful women, y'all don't need to let y'allself go. You need to keep it up. Keep on putting the lotion on your face and washing your ass. Do you ever get, you know, some of you, I feel so bad for some of these women that get these fine ass men, right? They get them all fine up and in their house and shit. And then the nigga don't want to wash his ass no more. He want to walk around the house with paste. Smells just shitty. And balls just got extra seasoning on
Florida. Crystal said that was, needless to say, it was short-lived, and that was her good deed for that year.
You go, girl. Yes. And men, these women don't want y'all to have extra seasoning on. Y'all, you men, y'all got to get a rag and y'all got to wash y'all little man-berries and things. That's the most embarrassing thing when a woman go down there and be like, I ain't asked you to season my meat. And you women, y'all need to take care of y'all party boxes too. Make sure you take care of your party box. Make sure your party box. Yeah, your party box. Make sure your party box got a nice, fresh party going on. See, because don't nobody want no old party. Don't nobody want to be at the old party. You know the old party that everybody's sipping on gin and juice and smoking blunts. Don't nobody want to be invited to that party box. They want to be invited to the party box that says, I think it pisses God off when you walk past the color purple. That's the party box that the men want to be invited to, you know. The nice summer's eve smelling. And
she said not no swamp parties.
Yeah, like no swamp parties. That's right. They don't want to be invited to the swamp party and the juke joint in the back of the swamp. Y'all remember that? People our age, y'all remember that? It's in here. Mm-hmm. That's what we want to be invited for. And men, if y'all sit up here, y'all get mad at these women because they don't want to go down on you, stop leaving extra seasoning up under your balls. Don't nobody want nothing that smell like Laurie.
Oh, I saw the worst thing.
Don't nobody want nothing that smell like Laurie.
I saw the worst thing that said something about some geesh grease. That line, you know the line I got pierced?
Uh-huh.
That it's when you go out partying all night and it's sweat and shit that's lined up. I was like, oh, the Urban Dictionary.
They call it truffle butter.
No,
that's what truffle butter is.
No, if you look in the Urban Dictionary, it's called gooch grease.
Gooch grease?
Gooch grease.
What's
it was the nastiest thing I read.
Wait a minute, what is it?
It's when that line is hot and sweaty. You know the line I got pierced. It's hot and sweaty and shitty and you just and it leave a stain, and I was like, oh my God, who would put this in the Urban Dictionary?
Why would?
It's disgusting.
It is. That's disgusting. Yes, underbelly sweat. Let me tell y'all something about my husband. And see, I say this because, you know, a lot of big men make these piss poor ass excuses. Y'all see this right here? This is a big man right here, y'all. 6'3". But the one thing my husband always smells like flowers. Always. Like, always. Like, I can touch him right up under his stomach right now. Flowers. I don't know how he do it. I don't be in the bathroom with him when he take his shower. I don't know how he do it.
Because he said I stay in the shower too long.
He stay in the shower for about 2-3 hours. I kid you not. But he always smelled the same way. I ain't never smelled nothing foul on this big man here. And my husband is big. He big. He got big legs, big feet, big hands. Look. He big. Trust me when I tell you, but I ain't never ever smelled him before. So these brothers out here, they got cheese whiz up under their belly and on their little balls and up in between their skin that they didn't have. Cause go get circumcised. I got circumcised at 40.
You tell everybody else that.
Go get circumcised if you don't want to clean up.
You yelling?
I don't know. Go out. Go get circumcised if you don't want to clean the cheese whiz up in between. You know where you y'all know what I'm talking about. You
Now
ladies
that's
know what I'm talking.
nasty.
That's nasty. That's nasty. That right there won't get you no munch. That won't get you nothing.
We won't be smacking and
You
tickling with cottage
you
cheese.
sure enough won't. No. Child, you think put my lips on that? No, absolutely not. You ain't gonna give me a whizzy cream. No. If you want ladies to go down on you, make sure that you ain't got no extra seasoning on. Don't nobody want nothing that smell like Lori.
And don't nobody want you going to the bathroom to take a piss and come back and say you ready.
Yeah.
No, bitch.
And when females, don't nobody want y'all going to the bathroom talking about, I'm ready. You gonna go to the bathroom in the middle
And
of
get
everything.
ready before you get there.
Yes.
I had somebody.
And if you
come
go
out
to the
do that.
bathroom, make sure you run some water, run a rag.
No, I had somebody.
I
I had somebody
Get
come
you
to
a
my house
hot
and do
rag, a
that.
hot
And I
one.
wanted to because like he came to the house and then he wanted to go to the bathroom and clean and everything, and all I hear in the bathroom is. I'm ready. You ain't ready for nothing with me, bitch. Because I done heard everything that you ate for lunch come out, and I'm sorry. Unfortunately, I'm not in the mood anymore.
Yeah, no, but some people need to run a rag through. Run a rag through. You know what I used to do? I used to carry a bag with me all the time. I carried a bag with me everywhere I went. Now, I wasn't one to be going to stay the night at nobody's house and meeting people while I was out in the club and stuff like that.
AW, you ain't never lied, because I have seen people that like that nasty shit, and it
That's
just...
disgusting. And that's why they ain't got no lips right now. They probably, whoever it is, they got no motherfucking lips. They got no motherfucking lips.
I've
They just
seen
like that.
people say they like the cottage cheese thing, and I'm like, that is fucking gross.
Yeah, I have a friend. I had a friend that used to like for his boyfriend to not take a shower before they took sex because he liked the foot smell and all that. Y'all can have that bullshit. Y'all can have that bullshit because you could trust and believe I runs a rag through my ass. You know me, Joseph. I runs a rag through these little teeny cheeks every time in 5 minutes I get.
Hey, little booty.
It's not cute. It's not cute to be smelling. It's not cute. It's not. It's not cute to have for somebody to pass out as you walk by. It's not cute.
I mean, AW, ain't nothing wrong with a little piss on you.
Ain't yes it is. Yes it is. What's that? What's that?
You won't let me pee on you?
No, but we'll be up in here fighting, child. He better not smack me too hard. I'll be like, bitch, what the fuck? Who the fuck is you smacking? Excuse me.
Where you going?
I have to go somewhere.
All right. But he done upset himself and got himself excited. Oh, well, y'all. We have been on here an hour and a half, too long. 30 more minutes too long. Tramel, I'm dead. Ain't nothing wrong with a little surprise every now and then. Not too many surprises, just a little surprise. But if you gonna be peeing on people, you gotta get you some rubber sheets because you can't be messing up your mattress. I can give you the website where you can get it too. Ooh, because I subscribe to this website, and they always sending emails, and I'll be showing Tramel stuff saying, we need to get this for you. We need to get this for you. He said, why we got to get it for me? Why can't we get it for you? I was like, I'm not using that thing on me. I don't need to be electrocuted and shocked.
And I do.
You do. You need a little shock in your life.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he always want to get some goddamn toy to try on me. I'll be like, motherfucker, I ain't trying that shit. Fuck you poking me and picking at me for? Like I'm some goddamn pincushion.
Well, is there anything else productive you would like to talk about?
Well, I wasn't talking about something productive when I was trying to school these people on how and what they should accept in their lives.
No, I didn't say that.
Oh, okay.
I'm just asking. We've been on for an hour and a half.
Yeah, we got to
I
go,
got
y'all.
things to do.
Yeah, we got to go, y'all. I hope y'all enjoyed this
This
live as
morning's
much as we
conversation.
did. You know, I learned something. I know y'all learned something new about the McRae Kingz each and every time that you sign on. So hopefully the next time we come on, it'll be more of you. That's what we ask for you to do. At this time, we just ask you to share with somebody so that when you come into this chat, the next time you should have another
Crystal,
person
tomorrow-
with you.
Are we going live tomorrow morning?
I don't know. Well, everybody's
If
taking
not
a break.
tomorrow morning, then definitely. If not tomorrow morning, definitely Monday morning. We'll
Do
be
you
back.
guys want to see us
If y'all
live?
want us to come live tomorrow, we can. I don't know. It'll be morning. If Monica doesn't go live tomorrow,
Monica's
it
not
won't
going
be
live
that
tomorrow.
early. Wanston's not going live. It won't be 9 o'clock, so it'll probably be around 10 or 11 o'clock because I know Anita's not going live either. I'm not sure if Monica is or not. So if we do go live, it'll be around 10, 11 o'clock tomorrow. Actually, we could go live because we never did our Thursday night show. And we do have, because I got sick, unfortunately. I'm sorry, y'all. I got sick. Crystal, that's one time that you could always catch us. If you want to
We
catch us
always
live,
drop new videos.
is at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Thursdays for Q&A with the Kings. We always drop videos if we don't go live so that you guys do have something to watch in place of the live like we did Thursday. We dropped a video, the funny video with Tramel drunk in the bed.
Yeah, we might
And
do
me
a cooking
talking to
video
him.
today so that we might drop because I plan to light the grill today, and Joseph is gonna put some barbecue sauce together, and we're gonna make I got this big steak that I'm gonna put on the grill.
Monica is
So-
going live tomorrow morning.
Oh, she is. Okay.
So if Monica goes live tomorrow, we'll probably go live after her, which will probably be at like 9. 8.
Monica, I thought you was taking a break. Don't be yelling at me.
Yeah, Crystal, turn on definitely your notifications. We do have Facebook and we have a Facebook page, and I normally post on the Facebook page. You can join my page, Joseph McRae, Tramel's page, or you can type in the McRae Kingz. It's the same name on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. We have the same names across all our platforms.
Wait a minute. And this is another thing I really need to point out to y'all. Thank y'all so much for y'all concern for our next door neighbor and them crying ass goddamn
Child,
babies.
he got people wanting him to call the police.
I
because
saw in the
of what he
comments where y'all
yesterday.
said y'all should call CPS on this heifer next door. I don't hear the churn this morning for some reason. I guess because it's the weekend, ain't nobody dropped their little screaming ass goddamn churn off. So
It ain't that serious.
I'm trying to be a
Damn.
good neighbor. I'm trying to be a good neighbor and trying to just deal with it. You understand what I'm saying? I'm trying to walk a new path in life and trying not to be negative before I'm positive. So I said, you know what? I'm just gonna deal with it.
And shout out to everybody who said they loved our background. Where did we get it from?
Yes, it's a shower curtain.
Bed Bath and Beyond. Because it's a shower curtain.
It's a shower curtain. And it's so funny because it got a big brown stain right up there, water stain up there. But it's a shower curtain that we got from Bed Bath & Beyond out there. I don't know who we got a shower curtain from. But
Yes. And you know y'all can go in our description boxes. If you want one of these, you can go in our description boxes. If you want to get merchandise from
Yes.
us, the Cash App is in there. If you want to support the channel, the MKingz, that's in there. We got the P.O. Box. The P.O. Box will be in the description box of this
Yes.
video. It's in the description box of some of
yes,
the other
and for
videos.
those of you that
I
are
wanted to
business
put it there.
are business owners, if you want to send us your product, we do have a we do have a PO box. We do have advertising rates. If you want to advertise with
If
us,
you have hair care products, you know to send Tramel the hair because he'll
just
do
because I ain't got
something
no
with it.
hair, don't mean I
Just
can't
'cause
put
he
no
ain't got
hair
it
up on
now.
top of it.
If you go back and watch the videos from this week, he had a head full of hair down his back. So
And I wore my hair like this today purposely, so like people like Blogs and Fiction who probably don't believe it, I am completely bald. I'm
all
totally
I
bald.
ask, if you want us to promote your product, if it's a product like skincare or something like that, send me a sample because I'm not going to sit here and tell people you have a wonderful product and I've never tried it myself. At least even if I try it and I'm not ecstatic about it, I still will sit here and pump it for you.
Yeah, send us a
But
sample.
I'm not going to sit here and say, oh, everybody go buy so and such and so and so, and I ain't never seen, not hear, We've had people want us to sponsor us, but you giving me a 20% discount on your product? No, send me a sample. And
Right.
then if I like it, I don't have a problem with paying for what I
Right.
like and what I want. But I'm not going to buy your product to sit here and then promote your product. That don't work that way with me. Now, if you send me a sample and I like it, I ain't got no problem with going right up
Thank
on
you,
there,
Lawrence.
ordering what I need to order, and doing what I need to do. Because we've got a lot of things for sponsorships where they want us to buy it and then sit here and promote it. And I'm like, well, can I get a sample? I might buy it and don't like it, and I don't want to buy it again. But if I have
Yeah.
the sample, I can keep pulling out the little sample saying, get this, it's wonderful.
Yeah, and I'm looking for the next new the next new hairstyle. So that's why I'm bald, and I'll probably be bald for another probably the rest of the summer. Cause that hair is hot.
It's hot. I let
It's
him
hot
give
as
me
hell.
dreads one time for my birthday
It's
last
hot.
year. Was it last year or the year before last?
Last year.
Last year. I let him give me dreads for my birthday.
And I think his lasted for
Baby.
about a weekend, right?
No, mine lasted for like a whole week because
Yeah,
I
whole
kept tying it up and keeping it, and then I leaned down and the whole thing just fell off.
Yeah.
It was holding on by the front of my head.
Yeah, because he is.
I said, well, it's time to take it off. Well, y'all know I have hair. So once my hair starts growing, it starts lifting up the glue. So it won't stay as long as his will.
But it's fun for me. I do it for
But
fun.
I am going to let him do this blonde hairstyle on me because he's been dying to do a blonde hairstyle.
Yeah, maybe I'll do a tutorial on it.
I'm going to let him do that eventually.
I got the
Probably.
hair and everything to do it now.
Thank you. I'm glad you liked the topic today. And yeah, y'all. So follow us on all social media: Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. We have the same name, as well as here on YouTube. Make sure you tell a friend to tell a friend to tell a friend to watch the McRae Kingz. Like I said, everything is in our description box. If you want coldest water bottle, if you want McRae Kingz merchandise, if you want to support the channel, the Cash App is in there, as well as the P.O. Box if you want to send us something, because I know people were asking us for a P.O. Box, as well as all the TBT Squad. All their links are in our description box. That would be MJ&J Family Mukbang. It's me, Wanston. Yes, honey. Yo, it's your boy Leo, and let's talk about it with Anita. All their links are in our description box. Make sure you like, share, follow,
And comment.
and comment.
Yes.
And on that note, thank you to everybody who's new, who subscribed to our channel. We really appreciate
we
it.
welcome
Love
you. We welcome you.
And of course, thank you to everybody who's been with us, our day ones. You know how we do. You are all knights at the King's Round Table.
Take
And
your
on that
place.
note, you know how we always end our lives. Walk in peace, love, happiness, and sunshine.
And all
remember,
that other good stuff. And remember that it's Team McRae.
all damn day. Later, y'all.
Talk to you soon.